Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong life for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well. Hey, hello. Good morning, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat there. Good to see a few of you up and at it early. The early bird gets the worm. Bit on the cold side this morning. Was trying to get this Wealth Coffee Chat on the road this morning a little bit earlier, but technology. Something's updated or trying to update and won't let me log on to my main computer. So had to come up with a quick alternative, but there you go. We're up and at it anyway, folks. Good to have you here with me this morning. Hope you're well. Chris is in the house. How you going, Chris? Good to see you. Thanks for joining Wealth Coffee Chats. While things are warming up, say a couple of quick hellos. Morning, Luke. How you doing, mate? Fantastic to have you here as always. As most of you know, but if you don't, if you're new, Jason Witten's my name. If you didn't already know that, now you do. Been doing the Wealth Coffee Chats for a little while now with a few of the regulars, plus every now and then a few newbies pop by. So if you are one of those newbies, then let us know. Give us a shout out, say hello in the chat. Love to hear from you. What are you up to? Where are you in this great big land of Oz? Put that in the chat. Get involved. Be good to hear from you. There's Bunty. Morning, Grant. Morning, Tim. Great to have you on, folks. Well, let's get into it this morning. I am running a bit late, so I don't want to go too much over time, as I tend to do when I get a bit excited about what we're chatting about. But this morning, I thought we might talk a little bit about a few things that I've seen out in the hey, morning, Sunny, the world of property and property investing, and often in the past, a certain type of property was always deemed to be not necessarily a budget property, but a cheaper property, one you could afford as an investor or a first-time buyer, and often, a little bit more of an alternative type of property, a getting started property. Anyway, let's talk about that this morning because something's changed. There's some things that have changed in the world of property investing and property investing that I think are worth talking about. Tell me in the chat, get a little bit of interaction going if you're up for it, folks. What's the types of property? I think I put it in the headline of the
the conversation today. There's three types of properties, three types of investment properties or residential properties. I don't like that blue, actually. Might get rid of that. That we often invest in. Three types of residential property deals that we usually invest in. All right, let's have a look at that. Put that in the chat if you're up for it. A house, a townhouse, and an apartment or a unit. Let's just put a unit because it's quicker to write down. So a unit, all right, a unit. Now, in the past, units, townhouses off the plan. Yep, exactly. In the past, folks, what was a kind of standard conversation, the standard understanding in kind of a matrix of pricing. Tell me, in a sort of a version of pricing, which one in the past, and I'm probably giving this away now, which one do you think is in general the cheaper, the more affordable type of property to buy or live in? And which one is probably the most expensive? Yep. And Tim's like, yep, in the past, houses were the most expensive. And you're right. Like, and I'm talking about newer property and new quality property, folks. As most of you guys know, we at Positive focus on the newer, higher quality pieces of real estate when it comes to the delivery mechanism. Morning, morning, Alison. Good to see you. On and up at it today. So in the past, team, it used to be, a house was cost more, a townhouse was kind of like an in between, and a unit cost would be, less expensive. So if you were looking at, buying a house, you might buy a house for 600, you might buy a townhouse for 550, and then you might buy a unit for 500. Now this is kind of broad brush strokes, and all horses for courses, and depends on the type of property. But something quite interesting at the moment is going on when it comes to the world of unit and house pricing, right? And something that we need to be aware of as investors if we're going to build our property portfolio. And I don't think it's a fundamental issue per se. I think it's just something to be aware of. Understand what is going on in the world of pricing.
I found this on the web.
What is going on in the world of pricing and cost of these properties right now? What's happened, folks, right now in the marketplace? Unless you've been living under a rock, a few things have happened when it comes to the price. Yeah, exactly, Tim. Yeah, exactly. The pricing and or the construction of apartments. Okay, and at the bottom end, this is trying to put this in the way that it will make sense, right? So, what's going on? Well, the cost of materials and the cost of construction are really pushing the pricing. And Tim just said it there. Townhouses, literally, 700K a year ago, now $1 million. Now that is, hey, morning, Sonia. That's something which is a bit of a trend, or a bit of a sign of what's going on in the market, and it's here to stay. It's here to stay. This thing, if you have a look at some average price of apartments being sold, it'll give us some indication of what's going on, right? Melbourne and Perth, the average apartment price 1.1. In Sydney, it was 1.4. Gold Coast 1.7. Brisbane $2 million. What's happening, folks? What's happening right now? Now, there's there's a major thing happening, and chuck it in the chat if you think, hey, this is what I think's happening. But if you have a look at the construction pipeline, and we had a major dip when it came to the COVID era. The construction slowed down. There was a lot of pre-sales. Some delivery happened in life, and but have a look at the ones here. Pre-sales. What does a pre-sale mean? Hey, morning, Deb. Yep, quality improving. It is improving, that's for sure, Tim. But there's a reason the quality is improving, and downsizes, absolutely. There's a huge amount. It's the largest transfer of wealth ever in Australia's history is underway right now with the baby boomers over the next 20 to 25 years. I think it's like many trillions of dollars being transferred. But what does these pre-sales mean when it comes to this conundrum that's going on right now? And what is the conundrum? I'll go back here and close the loop, right? A unit is more expensive than a house at the moment. And depending on where the townhouse is. So it's flipped upside down, folks. It's flipped upside down. You can buy a nice house, depending on where you're buying it, anywhere from sort of 750 to $1 million right now. Okay. And down here, a nice unit corresponding. And, this is where, horses for courses and that sort of stuff. But Tim was saying, it's gone up a whole lot in the townhouse space as well. A unit, $1.5 to $2 million of the same quality of lifestyle we used to see in this sort of range. So what's gone on? That's what I'm really sort of pointing out this morning. But the number of projects that are viable, they certainly are, Luke. They're going to close the gap on houses. And why is that? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, definitely downsizer, lifestyle maneuver answer. There's a lot of money floating around, and by and large, looking for more lifestyle choices, which seem to be less land, less maintenance, less complication in life, a bit more city lifestyle, restaurants, cafes, lifestyle. But one fundamental issue right now that's sticking around is the cost to deliver a high-rise or even a medium-rise apartment. The cost to deliver apartments right now, literally anything that's any apartment project that's under $1 million is very difficult to make work. So all of the projects at this moment in time, and all is a big word, but the majority of the projects that are coming to market are $1 million plus apartments. Yep, there you go. That's exactly right, Deb. Well done. That was a nice one that you got there. And you can see that now. We've just got some apartments settling up in the Witten in Brisbane, in Milton, I think it is. And some of them are coming in well over the valuation price or the purchase price. So the challenge now is going to be this lack of pre-sales for supply into the future. You guys know I've been talking about this for ages, but the number of properties being delivered, but also the price of properties being delivered, folks. And this is where Sam and the team have been talking about value in the marketplace for many months now, maybe even 6 months, 12 months. There's some significant value tucked away in the market right now when it comes to certain types of projects. And if you have a look at, let's have a look at this. So some of these projects back here, let's say that were back here, created in 2021, 22, 23. Some of them are still either under construction or still having many months to completion. And so some of those are carrying some pricing from back here, but now the value is up here. All right. There's some instant equity in that type of deal as well. So what's the takeaway from today? Because it was a little bit of a jiggery pokery conversation. Apartment delivery, apartments into the future or the close future, the next 3 to 5 years, are going to be more expensive than houses in general. More expensive than houses. Why? Well, the only ones that are making sense to deliver right now to the marketplace are the ones that are, $1 million plus, folks. They're the only ones that are making sense because of the escalating costs and prices, and the only type of property being a large amount of attractive pre-sales from those downsizer baby boomer buyer / whatever. Okay, the lifestyle buyer. Generally the first home buyer is not purchasing an inexpensive unit off the plan right now, for many different reasons. That may change, but the pricing of those apartments to construct them is going to stay high for quite a while, and that we've got a real issue there. So the government's going, let's build 1 million properties. Well, they're not going to fucking build 1 million properties. They could, they might be able to build 1 million properties and they're all worth $1.5 million, but that's not going to, the market can't afford that. It's not going to fly. So 2 things to take away from today. Let's just put this in a little neat bow for us. Number 1, good quality apartments are still going to be fantastic, like amazingly fantastic, no issues. Don't expect any inexpensive apartments anytime soon, in great locations. And number 2, houses at the moment in many places are the most cost effective and great value. House and land, buy some land and build a house at the moment is cheaper than building an apartment. So there you go. Anyway, makes sense. Lots going on out there. The cost of construction is up, and many opportunities floating around for us all. Anyway, there you go, folks. Bit of a rambling conversation. Wealth Coffee chat over and done with today. Join me tomorrow for another one. We'll get into what's going on in the marketplace and have another conversation about property investing. All right, folks, that's it from me. Good to see you. Done and dusted. Join me tomorrow. Thanks, folks. Take care. Bye for now.
Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6 Star team here at positivementor.com.au.